All right, well, I know that I've been gone for a long time, but I'm back. It's probably been about a couple of years since I've ended up putting anything on YouTube. Kind of my hopes for this is that I want to look at how I was trying to prepare myself for my very first competition and decide, wow, I was really off base, or yeah, I felt like I was pretty well prepared for it, and that'll be kind of fun to do in the future when I end up doing a video later on and kind of laughing at myself, or either saying, yeah, you did a pretty good job researching what you were planning on doing. So I decided to get into the NRL Hunter series, and by doing this, I do have a couple of different bolt guns right now. None of these were going to be completely ideal, and so I decided I wanted to go and look into buying a new rifle just for the NRL Hunter competition. And this is what I decided on. This is the Seeking Precision Havoc PH3. So I was pretty set on the 6.5 Creedmoor. I felt it's the optimal cartridge for running an NRL Hunter. It makes the most sense. It meets power factor. So is what power factor is your bullet weight times your velocity have to be 380,000 or greater. They came up with that number for a specific reason. If you run a 115 grain bullet at their maximum allowable 3,275 feet per second, you will not make power factor. You would need a 116 grain bullet running at 32.7, just over 116 grain bullet at 32.75 in order to meet that 380,000. That basically eliminates the 6mm from meeting power factor. So one way to get around that is you can run factory sealed ammunition where you don't have to meet power factor. However, 6.5 is the minimum caliber that they will allow you to run in factory sealed ammunition. When I went to go order this gun, of course, I ordered it in not 6.5 Creedmoor. I got it in 6 Creedmoor. And the reason for that is because these guns are very difficult to come by, at least when I was looking at towards the beginning of December. They were very difficult to find. And 6.5 Creedmoor just was on back order and nobody was getting any anytime soon. I was able to locate this one in 6 Creedmoor, and I'm actually very happy that I got 6 Creedmoor. So I plan on running in the factory division, and the factory division doesn't require you to make power factor. Factory division doesn't require it, as well as the skills division. So some of the reasons that I chose the 6 Creedmoor is that it is a flatter shooting cartridge than the 6.5. It also bucks the wind better at typical NRL Hunter distances compared to my 147 that I run in my 6.5 Creedmoor. And it also has lower recoil. These run the Trigger Tech Diamond trigger. They run a full M-Lock foregrip. Now they run an adjustable cheek riser on them. They also come with a muzzle brake and a threaded cap. So I decided to go with the Vortex Strike Eagle. This is a 5-25, 34mm tube. This was on my 300 PRC already, along with the rings. So I'd love to upgrade scopes, but it just wasn't in the budget right now. And then for bipods, I decided to go with, this is my hunting bipod that I used all last season. This is the Tricert RP. As much as I would love to go with the MDT Skypod, they're very expensive. And this is something that I already had. It's something that I used all last season. It also gives me a lot of adjustability. So that's pretty much the rifle that I look at running. So the next thing that I felt that I needed to spend a little bit of money on was the tripod. This is what I ended up deciding on going with. This is the Leo Photo, and this is the SO362CMX. It's the inverted leg, and then I'm also running the my eyes are bad. The MA40X head on top. So far, this thing has worked really well for me. I feel it's fairly sturdy. And as far as entry level, I think this is going to really help me out when it comes to doing the Hunter series. Okay, so when it comes to bags, this is what I plan on running. This is my Armageddon Gear Game Changer Schmedium, and this has the heavy fill. I've been using it for a lot of practice. I use it to go to the range quite a bit. I don't know if I'm going to regret it for the Hunter series just because it is so heavy. But it's a really stable platform, and as long as I can carry it around, I'll end up seeing if it works well. I'm not sure if it will. This is the secondary bag that I normally take hunting. This has the light fill in it. This is also an Armageddon Gear. I plan on just keeping this in my bag, and if I end up needing a second, bag, I can pull this one out. But yeah, there's that one. And this was the armband. This is the armband that I initially bought, thinking I'd be able to use from Amazon. After trying it out a little bit, I decided that's where I needed to spend a little bit of money. So my wife ended up getting me this one. This is the Sun and Shadow armband. I love this thing. I ended up creating my own kind of card on the front based on what I thought was going to be important when I'm under the clock and what I can write down very quickly. And then it opens up and it has multiple other sections where I could put all my dopes for that day, and then there's a note section, stuff like that. And then I run the wet erase markers. They seem to work the best for this, so my wife is very supportive of what I do. She ended up picking this up for me, and she's the best. As far as binos go, that was somewhere that I really wanted to spend some money to make sure that I had something that was going to shave off a lot of time when I was doing this competition. So I ended up going with the 6 Hour Kilo 6K HD X's. They'll definitely do the job for most of the ranges that I'll be encountering at NRL Hunter, but possibly at longer ranges, these aren't going to give me my elevations that I need. So this is my Vortex binocular harness that I use when I'm hunting. Same one I'll be using when I do the competition. And so the other thing I plan on carrying is the Kestrel 5700 Elite. One big advantage to this is that it does sync up to my SIGs, this gives me all of the information in the heads-up display for any distance that I may end up ranging. This gets around some of the disadvantages as to why I wasn't really happy with the SIG Kilo 6Ks that I bought. It syncs up extremely fast, which is something I was worried about. I want to make sure it syncs up immediately when I turn on my range finding binos. But one of the things I have to worry about is that if this thing goes to sleep before my stage starts, then I'm not going to be getting my data inside my binoculars. And that's one thing I don't know if is going to be a problem or not. I'm hoping it's not going to be a problem, but I'm going to find out when I get out there. I obviously am going to still run an arm board. So if I end up not being able to get my ballistics inside of my rangefinders, I can always just get the range and then look at my arm board and try to figure it out that way. So that's something I'm going to have to play around with and see if it's going to work out, or if I'm just going to have to upgrade binos to something else. But I think I can make it work. My Ear Pro. So these are the decibels, and these are what I plan on running. I've been using them for a while. I really like them. They don't seem to be nearly as bulky and get in the way, and it's kind of what I prefer when I'm shooting. I'll also be running an extra mag, probably an extra mag in this pouch, just in case I need it. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm running there. I'm carrying, this is the bag I'm going to be running. This is my hunting bag. It is a Mystery Ranch, the Sawtooth, I think they call it, the Mystery Ranch Sawtooth. I use this pretty regularly when I'm out hunting and backpacking, so didn't want to invest in another bag, and this bag I think will do the job just fine. As far as mags, I end up running the MDT AICS magazines, the metal AICS mags. These are 10-round magazines. Then I'll also just be running a mag pouch on my belt like this. So I'll be using that, and then I'll carry a spare AICS mag inside of here just in case I have issues with this one. Some of the other things that I plan on using for this competition is, let's see what I got here. So this is, let's see, I got two of them. They look very similar here. Oh, so this is just a very lightweight, inexpensive poncho. Another Amazon special, just in case we get rain, anything out there, I can throw a poncho on, try to stay dry. And this one's for the gun. This is just a waterproof gun cover in case it's dusty, in case it's raining, anything like that. I can keep the gun protected. I reload my own ammunition, so this is how I plan on carrying my ammo. Again, a cheap ammo case, just Amazon. Not real expensive, but looks like it'll do the job. I seem to be a fan of just clipping into the tripod or possibly shooting off a bag, but I ended up making this. It's my own tack table. My wife will be mad. It's made out of one of her old cutting boards, and then I just stuck an Arca plate on the bottom, put some grip tape on the front, and it's super lightweight, and it does the job. And I probably won't use it, but it'll be kind of cool just to have it there in case I need it. I do have a spare set of ear protection, just in case I end up losing the ear pro that I want to use. Just a torque wrench that I threw all the different bits in that fit everything on my gun in case I need to torque anything down, tighten anything up, and I'll carry that with me. Not quite ideal, but it's what I already had. And this is just the jacket I plan on bringing, which I may be wearing. I don't really know what the weather will be like. And this is just the so this is the sling that I plan on bringing with me. Don't know if I'll be walking with the gun or carrying it on the sling, but goes super quick. Just has the little QD flush cups that I could just attach to it real easy. And then I do have a third magazine that I carry with me. This is the one that came with the Seekins. It doesn't weigh much, and I just figured it's a good idea to carry it with me. This is just a regular charging block that I can carry around, and in case my phone goes dead or my GoPro goes dead or something like that, I can end up throwing it on here between matches and charging it up. And of course, sunscreen. Don't know if I'll need it or not. And then one of the other things I have is this. This is just my first aid bag that I carry when I go hunting. And it's got a tourniquet, it's got, Band-Aids, regular first aid supplies, stuff like that. Just never a bad idea to keep with me. Some of the other things that I'm thinking about carrying with me is, this is a backup rangefinder. So this is the one that I normally keep with me before I upgraded to the SIG Kilos. And this is just a regular Leupold rangefinder. In case something ends up going down, I can still range targets. Let's see, up here I have a few other things. I got a pair of gloves that I plan on bringing with me just in case it gets cold. Pair of safety glasses. I'll be wearing regular glasses, but you never know in case you need them. And very important, a bunch of replacement batteries for all of my different electronic equipment, for my range-finding binos, for my Kestrel. I think for my other rangefinder, for my timer, all that stuff, I carry a bunch of extra batteries in here. And a chamber flag. And then I have a couple of extra pencils and stuff to write on my arm board, a felt tip marker, some tape for some reason. I don't know, in case I need some tape for something. Who knows? Probably a bunch of stupid stuff that I'll end up downsizing later. I also was looking at running this. This is the Spur Scientific talking timer. I've watched some different videos on this, and I've seen that time management seems to be what gets a lot of newcomers in trouble. just managing your time seems very difficult because it's very overwhelming trying to run these blind stages and have to look for different targets and range them and get your position set up and stuff like that. So I'm going to try this Spur Scientific talking timer, see how it works out. So I'm really excited about this. I'm really hoping I do well. I love competing in different realms, and long range shooting is something that I really enjoy. I plan on meeting a lot of new friends. I plan on improving my skills when it comes to hunting, things like that. So I did load development on this gun and I tested with a couple of different powders, a couple of different bullets, and ended up settling on the Hornady 108 ELD-Ms. I could do a whole video if anybody's interested on the load development that I did on the gun. I've been going up to the hills, doing some practice with the gun, setting up, trying to build positions, trying to figure out the best way to pack my gear, unload, be as efficient as possible. The gun does great. As I've been doing load development, I've been shooting it out to distance. I might have some video of the last time I went out. I engaged targets out to 1,130 yards, which is probably well beyond what we'll be doing for NRL Hunter, but the gun performed just excellent. It's an awesome shooting gun. This weekend I plan on going out to our local range and confirming dope out to 1,000 yards. I might end up having some video on that if I end up remembering to set up the GoPro, and I'll end up posting some videos of confirming dope out to distance if anyone is interested in that. And so the first competition that I'll be doing is down in Southern California. It is the Mason Valley NRL Hunter competition. This will be the first one that I'm competing in. And so I'll try to let you guys know how it all goes, and wish me luck.